welcome to my channel. So, sorry I have a hair in my eye. I'm Sierra and I'm going to be starting this series on wedding planning. I've been wanting to do it for a while and I just haven't. And I feel like a lot of people might be planning weddings after the spring. So, I'm going to do this as like a series. There'll probably be like at least 3 videos. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss this. And anything else. So the first thing that you do after you're engaged, obviously, and after you tell everyone, is start thinking about a date and a location. So with my wedding stuff, I have 3 binders. I have my planning binder that had everything, and then my style binder. And then I also had a catalog full of dresses, just in case. But a lot of that stuff is in my style binder. The first thing that you want to do is set up your planning and style binder. Of course, you can go out and buy them, but I just did a printable one because it was cheaper and easy for me. So I'll try to find the printables that I used and link them down below. I got it off of Pinterest, so, and then I created my own like wedding venue and like all the questions that you need to ask each vendor. So I will attach that down below. If I can't attach it directly to like a Google Doc or something like that, I will attach my blog where I'll have it. So yeah, the first thing that's super fun to do is set up your binder. I don't know if you can see it here. And I decorated all the pages differently, like with some rhinestones and stuff. So, I mean, it got pretty thick. So the first thing that I would do, like I said, is decide where you want to have your wedding and talk about dates and how far in advance. I think you definitely need at least a year to have like a bigger wedding. Depends on your size and everything like that. But we got married in a chapel and then had a reception at a restaurant. So, and we had 80 people. I think it ended up being like exactly 80. We planned for a year and a half. I did all the planning by myself. After you decide on that and you book the venue, then you want to look at all your other vendors and things you want and don't want, think about themes and everything like that. So you might have a certain theme in mind, but then you end up booking a venue and it doesn't match your theme. So when we had originally decided it was going to be more of like a country wedding, like more rustic, chic, but then with our venue it would not have worked. We were looking at a venue that it did match, and it was just too far. You have to weigh your pros and cons. It was a little bit cheaper, but it was far from our chapel, and it was also like not a safe, windy road. It was super windy, and we were afraid that, God forbid, something would happen to someone on the way to or on the way from our wedding. Would just not be a good memory for us. So, and then you need to work on your guest list. I just did an Excel sheet, which, like I said, I'll try to attach it on like Google Docs that has the, I don't know if you can see here, family name, which I just did last name and first name if it was the same, and then reserved and attending. After you get your RSVPs, you can do the reserved or attending. And I left a space here in case, so ours was served family style, which is just where everything is brought to the table, and it's kind of like a buffet at your own table. So if you were having like where they have to choose like chicken, steak, vegetarian, whatever else, this last column would work really well for you there. I don't think that I used it for ours. Oh yes, I put their guest names. So that way when I was doing name tags and everything. But yeah, you can do different things with it, whatever works for you. I used a Christmas card tracker to keep track of like all the stuff. Sorry, there's like addresses here that I don't want to display, but basically you have the sent, received, So I did one column for save the dates, the rest for invitations and whatever else. And that really helped me keep track of when I was doing labels. I had it all there. So after all of that, you want to book all your vendors. I'll go into vendors in a separate video, but I just want to do the starting process. And the really fun part about that is style and everything. So after you book your venue and you book your date, you want to look at invitations and everything like that. But I want to go into what's in my style binder. So basically I start with attire. So I have the women's, which we actually did end up getting this dress for all the bridesmaids. Not in that color. So I have all my bridesmaids dress options there. And then I actually have these, which are also, I'll include these with the printable, just in case you don't want to put pictures or it's easy for you to have this all laid out instead of printing. I have this printable as well as the other one, so I'll include that. Like I said, if I can include it all in a Google Doc, that'll be fabulous, and I'll put the link down below. If not, I will figure out a way to do it. And then I have my dress options here. I had it like way hidden behind a lot of papers because I didn't want him to see them. I actually don't think I ended up with any of these dresses that I had chosen. That's another thing. People always told me that, and I was like, yeah, right. That people were like, oh, the dresses you're looking at now, once you try them on, you're not going to like them, or you're not going to get the dress that you think you're going to want, like. And I was like, yeah, right. Like, I want a mermaid. It's going to look amazing on my hourglass shape. Like, whatever. I tried on mermaids and it just, like, really washed me out, actually. And I'm short, so they would have had to do a lot of, like, alterations to make it the right length and made the mermaid go out at the right time, like, the right angle and everything. And I ended up with a ball gown. As you can see, I think there's some wedding stuff that you see on my channel, but I'll include a picture at the end of what I ended up getting and me with my bridesmaids. Keep going here. So then I have my attire for men. Which I basically just used some inspiration that I found. So basically here I liked that everyone was in. So I don't like when everybody's wearing the same exact thing because I can't tell which one's the groom sometimes in pictures, like of people I don't know. So I liked that this one, everyone was wearing like white and black, and then he wore all black. And that's practically what we did. I loved the blue and the black combo, but the blue just didn't go with our colors and our style. And I wanted all the men to have ties and him to have a bow tie. Okay, these are just options from Men's Warehouse. And then I have the groom's tux information here. Like I said, this will be in the printables. And then I also had the inspiration for my ring bearers, which is here. Like I said, I'll show you pictures at the end of this video with everything. And then the other things that I had, like my do-it-yourself projects and inspiration, which was this type of seating chart. This is not what we ended up with, but this was kind of my inspiration of how it was all ABC ordered and everything. And then this is the type of bouquet I wanted, like the size, for my bridesmaids. So yeah, that's what's all in my style binder. So like I said, step one, pick a date and an area, get that all confirmed, and then start looking at other vendors. I highly suggest going to the wedding shows and wedding expos because one is extremely fun, it is inspiring, you get lots of free stuff like coupons, you get to try lots of food. Even if you don't book any of the vendors, it's such a great experience and so fun. A lot of women were by themselves, but I took my then fiance, my husband now, And all the girls were like, oh my gosh, like he's helping you, and like, oh, like they were like all over him. It was like fun for him. And it was really fun for both of us to see like different vendors. My husband was very much involved in the planning. I didn't really make any decisions without him that much. He wanted to be involved. It would have been easier most of the time if he wasn't, but we did it together. So, and like I said, we planned it pretty much within a year, but we got engaged in October of 2015 and we got married March 2017. So we had lots of time there. Some people were like, wow, you're planning so super early. There's Dexter. Say hi. So yeah, it was, you know, a lot of people were like, that's so much time. But I honestly can't imagine planning a wedding like ours in like 6 months, 3 months, whatever other people do. It would be crazy. It would be a whirlwind. I know people do it, and props to them. So the planning process that I'm giving you can take anywhere from 6 months to a year. I suggest at least 6 months. But a year is better. You can just fine-tune everything and get all the things that you need. So once we decided on our favors, which were teacups and saucers, like I said, I'll include pictures of all this, but that was really hard for us to find them at a decent price at antique stores and find lots of them. So it took us a while to collect all of our favors. It would have been different if we were buying them and it would have been ready fast. That might have been a different scenario, but we wanted to pick special things for our guests that we felt that they would use. I did everything on my own, all my tags for things, my labels for the envelopes. I'll show you some of the other stuff that I purchased, like our invitations and everything, and I'll tell you where I purchased them from. I will do that in video number 2, talking about invitations and save the dates. So this is wedding series number 1, just kind of an intro and giving you an insight into how to plan, how to set up. I'll include all the things I said down below. This will be in a special place on my YouTube called Wedding Series, Wedding Planning Series probably. So like I said before, if you want to see more of this, please subscribe. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.